Pretty neat, right? I mean, this level of audio and video quality, it's amazing compared to what I've had if you've checked my videos since the beginning. If you're new, welcome. My name is KYT, and this channel is essentially a journey, my journey towards financial freedom. And the goal also is to break down the different strategies that I do in the simplest ways possible so that you can understand them. In this video, we're going to be talking about different investment accounts, and it's primarily aimed at people who haven't even started investing. Just a little bit of key knowledge that I've picked up along the way that might pique your interest enough to jump in right away. And with that said, let's just get to it. So when you open an investment account, you'll be generally, depending on the program or website you use, be asked which type of account you want to open. And usually these are the three main choices: a personal account, a Tfsa account, or an Rrsp. Now, because we're primarily aiming at people who have not even started investing that much yet, we will ignore the personal account. The Tfsa and the Rrsp have specific perks to them, and we'll get into them. So let's start talking about the Tfsa. The Tfsa is an amazing account. For those of you who haven't started to invest in anything, you might not know that investing in, let's say, a personal account, having your investments go up in value and you selling them at some point, you will have to pay capital gains tax. But Tfsa avoids all of that. You can be making thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in the Tfsa and you don't have to pay tax at all. So what's the catch? Well, a lot of people don't even know about this account because it was first active in 2009, so fairly recent. And the catch is that you only get a set amount of room every year to add into the Tfsa. So this year you get $6,000 to be able to put in the Tfsa. And if you've been eligible for all the years that the Tfsa was first introduced, you would have $81,500 in room. That's a lot of room. Imagine you have all of that invested and you're making 5 to 10% tax-free per year. Pretty powerful stuff. And then there's the Rrsp. Now, to better understand the Rrsp, you have to have a good idea about tax bracket, your taxable income, how that applies, how the brackets apply to your taxable income. So we're just gonna put it up on the screen, and an example would better show you what I mean. So here, let's say you make $70,000. Well, the first $50,000 will be taxed at the lowest bracket, and then the additional $20,000 on top of that $50,000 will be taxed at the higher rate. So what you're doing when you're contributing to an Rrsp is you're subtracting your taxable income, but you're sort of like delaying. You're pushing it into the future. So most people do it because when they're 65 and up, they're not going to make a lot of money, and when they take money out, then assuming the brackets are the same. So let's say I take out $49,000 when I'm 65 years old. All that $49,000 will be applied to the lowest tax bracket. So really key for people that make a lot of money, can afford to stash it away so that they pay less tax overall. And now we get to the more interesting part: how much you put in your Tfsa, how much you put in your Rrsp. Now, I did want to warn you, the viewer, that from my experience, a lot of the time when I ask friends, family, or watch YouTube videos for advice, it's generally pretty bad because some of them have really strong opinions on things that work for them and their specific situation. And you will have a unique situation, income, goals that will change the answer for you. So I encourage anyone watching this video to seek different sources of information to figure out what would probably work best for them, or of course, talk to an actual professional. I really encourage that. I'm just here to give you that motivation to go seek that help. With that said, I do want to share a few nuggets of information that I've picked up along the way. Number one, I think a lot of people tend to overemphasize the Rrsp, maybe because it's been around longer, maybe it's because it has the word retirement in it, so it sounds more legit. And I think a lot of people just talk about how it's a great way to reduce your taxes without knowing what it actually means. You know, it's for you to reduce your taxes now to then pay it later when you're making less money. But if you're already currently in the lowest tax bracket possible, you're already, relatively speaking, paying a low amount of tax, so you might as well just pay that and beef up that Tfsa. Now, something I should have maybe addressed earlier, which is how do I even find out how much I can contribute to either account? Well, you can do that by logging into your CRA account, the Canada Revenue Agency account. Get in there and it will show you both numbers, but keep in mind that that number is not updated frequently at all, once or maybe twice a year. So once you start investing, you're gonna have to keep track of your own contributions to each account to make sure you do not go over the limit, because there are penalties for that. So definitely be vigilant about it. So you're like, KYT, I'm ready to get started on this journey. What do I do? What app do I use? And what I personally use is WealthSimple. It's one of the easiest websites to navigate. Its app is really intuitive. It's updated all the time. So that's what I would use. And if you sign up with my link in the description below, you get, I think as the time of this recording, $25 free to start investing right away. So definitely do that. And with all that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.